and welcome to Auto Today. My name is Dipayan and you're joining me for the review of this, the brand new QJ Motor SRK400. Now, its claim to fame is the fact that it's pointed squarely at the single cylinder KTM Duke. But what this gets as an advantage is an additional cylinder for about a half a lakh more. So let's dive into the performance and see what this bike offers on paper. Now, at the heart of the SRK400 is this parallel twin motor, which makes about 41 bhp at 9,000 rpm and 37 Nm of torque at 7,500 rpm. Of course, this is a super linear motor, and there's the fact that this bike weighs 186 kilos, which is significantly more than what the KTM Duke weighs. So it is going to feel a little sluggish, and of course it requires you to downshift and really work that gearbox to get the most performance out of it. Now, another thing that we want to talk about, of course, are the brakes. Now, it gets disc brakes up front and at the back. In fact, it gets twin calipers up front, but still, for whatever reason, the brakes just don't seem to have enough bite, and there has been a little bit of a noise from the rear brakes on this particular test unit.
Now, another question that kept coming up when it came down to the QJ SRK400 was with regards to the rider's triangle and the ergonomics of the motorcycle.
What I like is that the seat is really long, which means that you have a lot of space to adjust once you're in the saddle. Now, whether you want a more committed riding position with your bum back and your legs folded in, you can still do that. Or you want to ride upright, you can move up the seat and still have place to grip your knees, which is really nice. Now, whether you're asking whether once you're dialed in, whether you get as much handling response as you would from a Duke, that is probably not the case. But because it has such a duality of purpose, this is a motorcycle that you will have to sacrifice on in terms of handling a little bit for the sake of comfort. Now, the SRK400 gets 17-inch wheels on both sides. They're alloy wheels, and of course they're shod in Maxxis tires. Now, while Maxxis tires usually give you great grip, these particular tires are not exactly confidence inspiring, especially in the corners when the bike is leaned over. The edge grip is not as nice as I would have wanted it to be. But of course, that is a small issue of just changing the tires. Now, starting at the front of the QJ Motor SRK400, there is a lot to like. This is a pretty sharp looking 400cc street naked motorcycle, and as far as premium bits go, on the face of it, it gets it all. It has LED lighting all around, whether it's the winkers or the headlight or the tail light, they're all LED, which does add to the premium quotient. But of course, there are some bits that are left lacking, like the switch gear, which doesn't feel as premium to touch.
The minimalist tail section is absolutely drool-worthy too, with the tail light flowing into the underbelly, integrated flush into the bodywork. And then of course there's the offset monoshock, which instantly adds premium appeal.
Now, as for the SRK400, the big question we are answering today is whether you should get this or the KTM Duke 390 for 50,000 rupees less. Now, this one costs about 3,59,000 rupees ex-showroom, which is about 50,000 rupees more than the single cylinder KTM 390 Duke. Now, if you have your heart set on a twin cylinder, which makes a super bike like sound, the SRK does have a lot going for it. But if you're looking for a performance motorcycle that you can take to the track, that you can service easily, then I think Adishwar Auto Rides does have its way to go in terms of being a brand that is present across multiple places and is easy to service. It's going to be a little tougher to get this one serviced if you don't live in a tier 1 city. That is a little bit of a problem to me, but that said, there is still a lot to like about the QJ Motor SRK400. It makes a really nice sound. Of course, it is an entry-level parallel twin, which is not something that you get from every motorcycle. And for the price, when you consider that it is a parallel twin, it does have a lot to offer. Thank you so much for tuning in to our video review of the QJ Motor SRK400. We apologize for no SRK references throughout this video. Of course, if you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the Auto Today channel if you haven't already, and hit that little notification icon so you get notified every time we drop a new video.